welcome to Crushing Kayfabe. My name is Jason Garish. Thank you for tuning in. Let's see. Let's start things off by going over SmackDown. We have Rey Mysterio coming out, saying that he's entering the Royal Rumble. He's interrupted by Kevin Owens. Kevin says that he hopes that Rey wins the Rumble. Now, Rey's problem with this, obviously, is that Kevin Owens is not the champion. So Rey kind of takes exception to that. We end up scheduling a match later on between Rey and Kevin Owens. We had Nia Jackson, Candice LeRae versus Bianca Belair and Naomi. By Bianca and Naomi, if I could speak properly, win that. We had a segment with Bayley being interviewed by Byron Saxton. Nothing real big there. Jimmy Uso versus Carmelo Hayes. Jimmy's starting to actually look like a singles wrestler, which is kind of wild. Same thing Jay needs to do. I don't know if they're eventually going to have to reunite these guys, Jimmy and Jay. I don't see them going on with the singles career the way they have, but Jay is selling an absolute ton of merchandise, so I don't see that in the foreseeable future. But we have Bloodline. Wow, come to the ring for the DQ. So that was no contest. After Jimmy's beatdown, we had Solo Sikoa come to ring. It's been about 2 weeks since we've seen him. And he picks up the mic and eventually drops the mic and says absolutely nothing. Jacob Fatu interrupts, picks up on the mic, who I think most people want to see talk anyway, rather than Solo. LA Knight comes out after them. Then Strowman comes out. Setting up something with LA Knight and Strowman against the Bloodline. I'm excuse me, still getting over the sinus infection. I'm fully expecting though that Wyatt Six is going to enter into a feud with the Bloodline next. I think though, but man, they've got everybody wrapped up in this Bloodline storyline though. They're really getting them involved with everybody. Next we had Las Garzas versus Morrissey Machine Guns, with Morrissey Machine Guns winning. B-Fab versus Piper Niven, with Piper with the win. I have zero interest in B-Fab. Sorry, I'm glad that Piper got the win with this. Tribute to Bob Uecker, which is pretty good. If I'm not mistaken, he does have. He is in the celebrity wing of the Hall of Fame, if I'm not mistaken. And he was an integral part of WrestleMania early on, so that was cool. Uecker was always entertaining. We had the match with Rey Mysterio versus Kevin Owens. KO with the win. Puts the beat down on Mysterio. With Cody coming out for the save. Kind of typical pull apart with Kevin Owens and Cody. It seems like we see this every single week leading up to the Royal Rumble, which is where they'll face off. Next, we had Tiffany Stratton versus Bayley. But previous to this, we had an interesting little vignette featuring Charlotte, who I haven't seen in... I can't remember the last time we've seen Charlotte, which was pretty cool. So we're going to see Charlotte return soon, which is awesome. Then we have Tiffany Stratton versus Bayley. Bayley actually showed up for this match. I was surprised. She's been phoning it in for so long. Not bad. There are a couple little I don't want to say botches, but a couple of miscues there. But for the most part, pretty good match. Glad they that Bayley put in the effort to put Tiffany over, and Tiffany wins, retaining the belt. Thankfully, glad they made that decision. Excuse me. Next, what do we have? We had Raw. Second episode on Netflix starts off with CM Punk. And he's announcing that he's entering the Rumble. So who do we have, if I'm not mistaken? Now we've got Rey Mysterio, we've got Punk, we've got John Cena, LA Knight, Drew, Seth, and I already said Ray, right? So we got a pretty stacked Rumble. A lot of legends. It'll be interesting to see who else shows up. I'm seriously thinking that Matt Cardona is going to show up along with Nick Nemeth, I think, too. And we could possibly see some other TNA stars because TNA recently announced, TNA and WWE, I should say, recently announced that multi-year deal between TNA and WWE. It's going to involve TNA and NXT. A good deal. I'm happy for TNA. You know, AEW's got to be looking at this going, crap. I mean, all those people that signed up for the big money with AEW got to be looking at this just shaking their head because they could have gone to TNA, taken a little bit less money, and kind of weaseled their way back into WWE. A lot of these people. I'm hearing a lot of rumors that Malachi Black is going to end up re-signing with WWE, and I'm hoping that they're true. Really hoping that they're true. Let's see. Had that whole segment with Punk. I kind of spoiled part of that because Seth interrupts Punk. Seth has a noticeable shiner. Seth is entering Rumble 2. Then McIntyre. Here we go. You know, entering the Rumble. Decent segment. It did what it had to do. Felt a little forced, but after this we had Chad Gable versus Penta El Zero. With Penta with his debut. Pentagon, whatever you want to call him. If I'm not mistaken, I think AAA owns the rights to Pentagon, so I don't think they can use that name. But Penta El Zero, Penta got his WWE debut. They were smart to do this in San Jose. They really were. Large, Mexican population, people who are familiar with his work. If this had occurred in the Northeast, I think this would have gone over really badly. But having Penta's family there, watching his family react was great. Were there a couple little, I don't want to say botches, but miscues in this match? Yeah. I mean, Chad Gable did a great job of making Penta look like a star, and Penta is a star. So I think once he gets into his groove and learns more of the WWE style, I think he's gonna be a big star. I really do. Is he gonna take the place of Ray? Yes and no. I mean, no one can fill Ray's shoes, but Penta is going to be that luchador they've been looking for. I think that's gonna fill that spot. Eventually, I think they're gonna have to turn him heel, but it was great to see the Lucha Brothers on his glove, paying tribute to his brother, and I hope Ray Phoenix can join him very soon. Hopefully, he's still posting cryptic tweets about him kind of being held hostage in AEW. It's sad, but I think at this point, Tony Khan is just not happy with all the people who've been jumping ship and kind of using him. But I mean, he is what he is. He's a money mark, so get your money while you can, I guess. I mean, I love Penta's exaggerated movements and miming. I think it works so great for him, especially since he does wear the mask and, have a painted face. He has to have much more exaggerated mannerisms to kind of emote, and he does it perfectly. He's great at it. I think his brother might even be better in the ring. Ray is. Oh, excuse me. Ray is awesome. Great match. I know a lot of people have had a lot of different things to say about this. Either people kind of loved it or they hated it. I personally, maybe I'm jaded. Maybe I'm not the right person to ask about this because I was a Penta fan before this and I was well aware of him. So, but Penta wins. Had a great promo afterwards that I never heard him speak before in English. That was incredible. He did a tremendous job. Great job. Mixing in English and Spanish and getting his emotions across. His great moment, emotional moment. Great job. A lot of people had said there was some backstage heat. That's been disputed. I can't see there being any backstage heat because of the way that Raw is set up now. It really doesn't matter if they overrun, so who cares? Everybody's going to get their time. But tremendously emotional. Watching his family, watching his daughters in the front row just lose it was great. I'm really happy for Penta. And I can't wait till his brother joins him in WWE. Really great stuff. I mean, I can only imagine some of the matches these guys can put on with the Motor City Machine Guns and really have a top-notch tag team division. I'm so looking forward to this. Really am. Had a Judgment Day segment. I could probably spend the entire rest of the our half hour talking about Penta, but we had a Judgment Day segment. Dom with the roses, being absolutely clueless that Liv is mad. It is kind of hilarious, and he plays it perfectly. Dom is great. He really is. We had Sheamus versus Ludwig Kaiser. These guys just beat the hell out of each other, and it's great every time. Both of them are great at what they do, so it's Sheamus had the win, but there was a confrontation between him and Braun after the match. So we're prolonging that feud more. Let's see. What did we have? Did we have Gunther come to the ring? I can't remember. Nothing really too critical there. We had Lyra Valkyria after that versus Dakota Kai. Lyra wins is the new Intercontinental Champion, the Women's Intercontinental Champion. Both of these girls, unfortunately, really are not generating anything too noteworthy at this point. I hate to say that. I mean, they're kind of forcing Lyra Valkyria down our throats, and I like her, but she's not connecting with the fans. I'm sorry, and they've got to give a little bit more explanation to her gimmick and give her a gimmick. I'm not really understanding the full concept that she has. Dakota Kai is just so vanilla. I'm sorry. I have a real tough time rooting for Dakota Kai. Excuse me. Lyra wins and is the new Intercontinental Champion, which we kind of knew anyway was going to happen. I did kind of like this match. I hate to say that. Both girls did put in some effort, and I like Lyra. Like I said, I like Lyra, but she's just, I don't see her connecting with the fans at all. That suplex from the apron to the floor did not look fun. That looked crazy. But like I say, Lyra wins the match. We have Miz versus Sammy. Sammy with the win. Next we have Rhea Ripley to the ring. She gets interrupted by Nia. Then Bayley comes in to confront Nia because, she lost her championship because to Nia. Brawl ensues. No one really cares about this, but I think this triggers the 3-way match later on. We had Finn Balor versus Damian Priest in the street fight. The War Raiders come out for a save against Judgment Day to help Priest. Priest wins. This wasn't bad at all. This was what we've been wanting in this Finn versus Damian Priest feud all along. This was should have been all along was a brutal street fight, and it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. Had kind of an attitude era feeling to it, I thought, but yeah, wasn't bad for what it was. Aside from that, what do we got going on? There really is, we got AEW kind of floundering, TNA doing its thing, and actually, next few years, I can actually see TNA overtaking AEW as the second promotion. I don't think AEW is going to hold on that long. They're just hemorrhaging too many viewers, and the show isn't that good. It's any of the shows. The flagship show Dynamite just has almost zero appeal to me anymore. I don't even watch it on Wednesday nights, which is horrible. I used to like AEW. I was a big fan of theirs, big proponent, and a lot of their stuff has become unwatchable, unfortunately. Aside from that, like I said, not a whole lot going on. Well, Matt Cardona had done an interview where he kind of hinted at going to the Royal Rumble. Like I was saying before, I wouldn't be shocked if he shows up. Not a totally shocking thing. Aside from that, like I said, I know there's something I'm forgetting, and I know it's probably huge, but pretty much that's about it. Make sure you check out CrushingKayfabe.com. Go to our website, Crushing with a K. Check us out on Patreon. For $1 a month, you can subscribe to the show and get the shows ad free. So Patreon.com, search for Crushing Kayfabe. Excuse me. Let's see, what else? Check out Then and Now if you're in the Western Tennessee area. Then and Now we have a booth there, actually. It has some great vendors there, so check them out. Tell them that Crushing Kayfabe sent you. And it's right in the middle of town, Trenton, Tennessee. You can't miss it. It's right across from the courthouse in the square, so yeah, check them out. Check us out on Patreon, like I said. Check us out on YouTube, Facebook, on whatever social media you use. Check us out there. And check us out on like I said, CrushingKayfabe.com and Spotify. Check us out there. One place that I will not be on is TikTok. We had a ban, I guess, this morning on TikTok. The only reason I know this because everybody was losing their absolute minds about TikTok, which is insane. I've never owned a TikTok account. I just the complete thought of the Chinese government having access to my my personal information, having access to my phone, having access to my camera, having access to my financials is kind of terrifying. So I never made an account and probably never will. But yeah, I had plenty of very upset people this morning pertaining to TikTok. But C'est la vie. We have so many other great social platforms, Facebook, YouTube, Patreon for creators, Instagram. Why do we need TikTok anyway? But that's just my own 2 cents, why. But apparently, we have a lot of addicts out there that are, that can't get through the day without TikTok. But, I'm fortunately not one of those people, thankfully. So, but that's one place, like I said, we will not be. But Patreon, YouTube, Spotify, check us out at all those locations, and be able to listen to or watch Crushing Kayfabe there. Other than that, like I said, I know I'm probably missing 10 million things, and I apologize for that. But Raiders still looking for a coach, but they are saying that one of the assistants for, was it the Lions? Not real familiar with the gentleman, but excuse me. There's rumors now that he has been hired or is very likely to be hired, and we'll see. I really thought AP deserved another season, another go with the Raiders. Did he make some really horrible mistakes this season? Yeah, but he's also a rookie head coach. So I would have gone a little bit longer with him just because he's such a great motivator. And you can get offensive coordinators, defense coordinators below you to think of the X's and O's, but being able to motivate people to commit themselves and work as hard as they do is that's a special thing. So I was kind of hoping they'd let him go a little bit longer, but no, the roulette of Raiders head coaches continues to spin around at record speed. So yeah, there's that. I'm sure, like I said, I already predicted a lot of the people we're going to see in the Rumble. I think in the Women's Rumble, you will see. Wow, my brain just went completely blank. Wow, TNA contract just expired. Brain not working. Or Jordan Grace, yes, thank you. You are definitely going to see her, I think, this year. And I think she's going to make a big splash, and I'm happy about it. I think she'll contribute a lot to the women's division and be a valuable asset. But like I said, aside from that, check out all those spots that I already told you previously. Thank you for tuning in. It's absolutely frigid here in Western Tennessee right now. It's going to be 10 degrees later on, which I know that probably the New Englanders and people in the Northeast and Upper Midwest are probably laughing at me for saying that, but I've done my time. I learned how to ski in negative 15 degrees, and I'm here for a reason. I don't want to go through that anymore. As much as I love skiing and snowboarding, I just I'm getting too old to put up with this cold, and it sucks. But everybody stay safe, stay warm, and thank you for tuning in, and God bless.